please join us on the infield for a quick rider meeting. All athletes, please gather up for a quick rider meeting before we start tonight's schedule. Thank you. Rider meeting on the infield. And it looks like we're starting to break this meeting up, which means racing is just about to get underway. Welcome, and thanks for joining us on this Friday night. We begin this evening with some sprinting. We got to have our qualifier event here. The first thing up for sprinters is to set a 200-meter quick time to get them seated appropriately for tonight's sprints. This is an individual time trial. Riders will be going up against the clock this evening. Fastest rider gets the best overall place in the tournament. So it pays to do well here in the qualifying round. Welcome once again, our Friday Night Race Series ongoing throughout the rest of the summer. Can't believe it's already August. We've got ourselves a fun one tonight as our auction winner for the Design Your Own Race Night. Emily Alexander is out there somewhere enjoying the scenery. And she put together a fun one for us tonight with some unique race formats, unique points races kind of all throughout tonight. We also have, of course, a Camp Velo celebration tonight. We have kids graduating from Camp Velo this last week. We'll get to welcome to our community. Kiddie Kilo Racing, and a little bit of a summary recap from USA Cycling Junior Track National Championships just this last week. Plenty of championship jerseys going out to the local young riders that will be glad to celebrate with you here this evening. Our riders for the Flying 200s are now getting into this warm-up circle. I have 10 riders signed up tonight for our sprints. We will again use this first event as a qualifier to get riders seated competitively for the remainder of the evening. On deck following this race, we're going to get into the Texas Snowball. Open women will follow the sprinters. And your first rider is rolling right up onto the track. That's Mike Ritter, number 321 for the leading factory racing team. His hometown is Wisconsin. I think that's an entire state, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not an ace in geography, but I think the state of Wisconsin can't be one's hometown, Mike Ritter. I only know a few cities in the state of Wisconsin anyways. I'm not an expert on that region, but I did grow up in the Midwest, so I might recognize the town. We'll talk after. He probably hears me joshing him right now. It'll help him go faster. It's going to accelerate him on this second lap. Ritter's going to be our first to go out for this group. The timing for this event is from the opposite finish line. It looks just like the white and black line here on the home straight. That's where the timing will start on his second lap. We'll finish here on the home straight on the finish line. So the final 200 meters, half lap, is what will be timed. Ritter getting things up to speed nicely here. Rolling onto the track behind is Tomko in his first lap. We'll follow the effort now from Ritter in his second lap. Our first rider out to set the time. .28 for Ritter. 12.28 for Ritter. A teammate for the leading factory racing team. This is Daniel Tomko, number 114. The second rider in now his second lap. JC Piles on track in his first lap. We'll continue to follow Tomko, looking very smooth as he often does in his 200-meter timing portion of the lap right now. .11.65. 11.65 for Tomko. Quickest time so far. Here comes JC Pyle. Covering up the Jerry Baker Jr. kit you'd usually be wearing today. He's got the Stars and Stripes on. As a national champion this past year, we invite our riders that earn Stars and Stripes to wear it on a Friday night. Having some success this last week in several events. Looking good in both the Keirin and the sprints, getting a silver medal tonight each. Also part of a championship team sprint effort. This rider is going to try to put out a really quick qualifier. He was the fastest of the last week as well for the qualifiers of the juniors that came here to Redmond. The time to beat, 11.65. JC's trying to get underneath that 11-second mark here this evening, if he can. .11.8 for Pyle. 11.8. This is Clark Hoffman, number 449, another rider from the Jerry Baker Juniors team. You can see the colors of the black and blue there. Our junior development team now at about 50 athletes strong. Our Velodrome community thriving in large part because we have so many of these young riders out here competing in all of our fields, including our sprinters, which usually race on Monday nights every single week, but they're here as part of our unique race program here this evening. Invited to race a couple times throughout the Friday night race series in the summer. The time to beat so far is Daniel Tomko's 11.65. Racing age 16, Clark Hoffman coming across the line there. $13.83 for Hoffman. 13.83 for Hoffman. Bell ringing for our next rider. Number 433 is Dominic Clark, Battle Mountain Racing Team out of Ventura, California. We do need to keep all limbs off the railing, please. Thank you. While riding is underway. Appreciate it. No digits over or under that railing for your safety. Appreciate your help on that one, everybody. Our qualifier continuing here. This is Dominic Clark coming across the finish. I think we have an empty track for a second. It looks like we had maybe a mechanical on our rider up deck, so we need to pull up another rider for their start. Maybe just checking the equipment out here real quick. $12.6 for Dominic Clark. The time, 12.6 for Dominic Clark. Coming on the track next, Stan Douglas for Shogun of Seattle, all the way from Martha Lake. This is number 369, our next rider. Still the quick time to beat from our competitor from Leading Factory Racing, Daniel Tomko, with an 11.65, the quickest time to this point. You get to see all these riders later tonight in match print format, so head-to-head competition during later racing here this evening. Standard sprint tournament format would allow only 8 to advance. That is how we are racing this evening. So 8 will continue on. Your bottom 2 eliminated from contention based on their qualifier. So important here to put in some good times. Not just to get your best seed, but if you even want to race more on a Friday night as a sprinter, got to make the break. Douglas gets the bell. Blaine Peterson has come on track, number 411. Continue to follow a rider from Shogun to Seattle. Across on the final 50 meters here. $12.24 for Douglas. $12.24 for Stan Douglas. This is Blaine Peterson about to get the bell. Rider 411. Also for the Leading Factory Racing Team. Reorganized from some of our, I wouldn't call them fallen apart teams necessarily, but some teams that were losing some of the members, kind of some former teams. And a lot of our riders here at the track reorganizing into this team in this last year. A couple different variants on their race kit. Peterson now into top speed, hitting the timing line on the back straight. A couple more riders to get through on this qualifier. Tomko still with a quick time of 11.65. Anything in the low 12s looks like it's going to be safe tonight. Double checking the time. On track next is James Campbell Harris. Also for Leading Factor Racing, but wearing some national colors. Blaine Peterson, the time was 12:59. 12:59 for Blaine Peterson. We made the announcement just before racing started. We are pretty confirmed now that our food truck is a bail on us. So if you were making plans for eating with us this evening, unfortunately, we had commitments that were not followed up on. We apologize. You may need to get on the phone and put in an order for something or make some alternative plans. We're all kind of scrambling here together. So food truck did not show up for us this evening. If you're out there on YouTube, though, I think you could just get up and go to your fridge and take care of it. So I guess you might have the better viewing this evening. Again, wearing some stars and stripes, another champion in his age group is James Campbell Harris, having a nice season here as a focus sprinter, mostly racing on our Monday nights in that event. Anything under about a 12.5 will stay in the competition here today. Should be within striking distance here for Campbell Harris. Now on track, Hyun Lee, number 303 for the Dyna Racing Team. James Campbell Harris, time was 11.81. 11.81, our third fastest time so far. Two riders left on my start list here. We've got Karlberg and Lee left to qualify. Got anything better than a 12. Someone on our live chat asking about the auction night. It is an off-season event for us. It actually happens in the spring. We've been doing it here in Redmond as our big fundraiser in between the new year and the start of our regular season. Usually information comes out right at the end of winter, early spring. You can get your tickets and be a participant of it. So you missed it for this year by quite a few months. However, as soon as the season ends and we take a little bit of a break, I know Program Director Amara will be back to thinking about another auction next year. So we're always looking for folks to either come and support us in person or maybe help us with donations. It's one of the main ways that we maintain the quality of program that we have here. Thanks for the question on the live stream. It's also where you can win some fun things like design your own race night. So Emily, of course, I'm not sure where she's at right now, but she's out there enjoying the program she's put together for us this evening. Hyun, a 13-1. 13-1 for Hyun Lee. And your last competitor for the 200s from Leading Factory Racing. Hailing all the way from Edmonds, Washington, Andrew Karlberg. Get the bell and into the fast lap now. Still 12.5, a qualifying time will guarantee moving on into the tournament. Quarterfinals for the sprinters will happen later on. On deck just a few seconds away, we're going to be bringing up the open women for our first of the Texas Snowballs. What the heck is that? You'll see soon enough. $11-11 for Carlberg. 11-11. Track is clear for our next race. Open women to the rail. For the Texas Snowball, riders checking in now. We have 3 mass start events, all with the same race rules. So I'll explain it a little bit more details there in the neutral, and we'll talk about it all throughout the race here. You'll get used to it, I'm sure, very quickly. After the Texas Snowball is concluded with all 3 of our groups, then we get into the junior focus thing. So Kiddie Kilo, we still have a couple races to go. Many of you already know where to go for your staging. Thank you for being ready. How many snowballs have you thrown in Texas? I'm wondering if there's anyone out there who has thrown a snowball in Texas somewhere. There has to have been. Couple here right across the track. All right, there we go. Were they different? Because this is a really odd one. Like, were they like somehow reversed or inverted, or they disappear really quick? Okay, that kind of makes sense for the way this is. Yeah, they don't gain speed like they just kind of vanish. I follow. So the way this is going to work is that usually in a snowball, the idea is if you imagine kind of rolling downhill, the points get more and more as the race goes on. The Texas Snowball, it starts big and it goes away quick. So on the very first lap, riders are going to earn 1 more than the lap cards show. So they're going to see 9 to go. As they're coming across the line, they're going to earn 10. Essentially, the most points they're going to earn is 10 in this 10-lap race. And every lap they go on from that, the amount is going to decrease by 1 point each and every lap. So the first lap is going to be an all-out effort, I imagine. This is the biggest reward of the race, is right here on this first opening lap. They did get the whistle, so first rider across the line picks up 10 points. Now it's Caitlin Pellebrook leading the lap for a bit there. Number 3 is going to take over now. Rue Tomko. Darlene following behind on the wheel. This is going to be a very fast opening lap, no surprise. Big 10 points for number 3, your early leader. I hear the Camp Velo kids cheering for Coach Kelly. Our rider in blue, a graduate of the Jerry Baker Jr. team herself, now racing for Rice University and back here over the summer, spending a lot of hours at our Velodrome. A year ago as a junior competitor, already putting in a bunch of time being a coach and helping the future of the sport. Rue Tomko will pick up another impressive point collection of 9 on that second lap. Pretty well shattered. You see our group of 3, Charlotte Westover, Kelly Darlene, Rue Tomko, one in the chase. It looks like Sarah Lynch, the next closest rider to the leaders, as this thing just got blown up right away. Those first big points on the opening lap. Couple of straggling groups there on that back straight. Let's see here as a sprint. Is anybody be able to top Tomko here in these opening laps? This junior going to do it again. That's good. Can anybody beat Tomko in this race? It might be a while here. I know the Camp Velo kids are cheering on for Kelly, though. I heard them doing it earlier. She's going to need your help some more, though. Right as she comes back around here on the home straight, look for that rider in blue. The Camp Velo kids are going to make a lot of noise for her. Here we go. Another one. Oh, look at this. Darlene on the front. Coach Kelly, number 7, picking up 7 points. Looks like our two breakaway riders are going to be trading laps at this stage. So that's 6 points now for Tomko. Next closest rider is Westover, just heading into turn 1. That's Edwards in turn 2, looking for the leaders, coming down to join, try to get on their wheel as they fly by. Next closest riders I can see on the Velodrome, it looks like it's number 12 and number 15. Safranek, I believe, and Lynch working together over in turn 2. Work our way back up towards the leaders. A couple off the lap of the two fast on the front. Darlene and Tomko continuing to trade blows. 5 points for Darlene. What this might end up being, from the looks of it, no one else is going to get points. Lynch and, there's Safranek and Lynch. The next closest rider was Westover, who is now heading into turn 1. If she can stay ahead of these chasing riders, she'll end up in third place just based on the tiebreak coming across that last finish line with 0 points. It's all between Westover and this chase of 2 trying to catch back up to her. If they can get their way up, the fight for third could still be really interesting here. The race for first and second looks pretty well sorted out, though, as here goes Tomko and Kelly for another series of points. Tomko picking up the points that time, was 4 more for them. Yeah, with Tomko picking up the first couple, I'm not sure there's any way for Darlene to claw her way back into first either way. Even if she got the rest of these, there's only 6 points left to get on the next 3 laps. But Darlene will pick up these 3 as they take a few more riders down the lap and the catch on the home straight. All riders seeing 2 to go as they come through here. Your leaders in the middle of the back straight will be hearing the bell here shortly. Continuing to stay as the leaders are the field for simplicity of where scoring will happen. So your leaders continue to serve as a field all the way through with this final lap. 1 to go. 2 points for Tomko, who they will certainly be your winner here for this field. Darlene already with a healthy number of points to also hold on to second. The race for third, let's find where Westover is on the orange bike over there in turn 4. That's your rider still on the same lap as the leaders. Westover, Navarre Jr. is getting the bell. 1 to go. Currently in third place in the race, doing a really impressive solo ride. And this group also getting the bell. We've got both Lynch and Safranek fighting for what will be 4th and 5th place here today. And on the final lap, Coach Kelly takes some more. How many more? Just 1 on that final lap. How exciting. Next to come across the line in the standings is Westover, our junior, now in the middle of turn 3 and 4. She should end up overall in third place as she remains on the same lap as the leaders. Was in that breakaway to start the race. Does a good job holding off any pursuant riders behind her. And already out of this turn, we got to fight for 4th. Safranek, Lynch makes the jump. Safranek, they're sprinting all the way. It's going to be Lynch just ahead of Safranek for the top 5 here today. All riders are finished up on this lap and will exit on the back straight. Cat 3-4 men now up to the rail for their Texas Snowball. Our next group out to race on deck. Your final group, the Cat 1-2 men for the Texas Snowball. After that, Kiddie, Kilo, and all the junior events. .200-meter times and all starts for the next round of the sprints have been posted to the live folder. You can check it on velodrome.org/live. Click the button right there at the top. You should see the live results folder pop up. And you can check out the results from the qualifying round as well as who you'll be racing against in the quarterfinal round for the sprinters. This race is 12 laps, so it will be 12 on the first sprint and go down by 1 each lap after that. Racing's underway. Next rider across the line gets a healthy 12 points. Number 316 from Team Epic is Ryder Carlson. One of our other junior riders, racing age younger than 19, to be a junior and coming to us from Portland area, racing quite a bit here during Junior Nationals. But the counterattack coming from Conrad Mayer, now racing for Shogun of Seattle, is number 305, trying to pick up the first big points. Good acceleration on the back straight coming out of the field. Mayer trying to hold on, fighting for the points all the way. It'll be Mayer on the inside, 305 by about a half. That looks to be Zachary Simon, number 339 of Coalition Cycling, trying to lead this one. But a fight to the line again. Whoa! By the eye, it's on the inside. 339 might need to confirm, but looked like he had it by about a couple inches there. It is going to be Zachary Simon getting 11 points. This is even more brutal than a tempo. Look at how fast this thing has pulled apart again. This field is in 2 pieces before we could even catch our breath, the way this race is set up. With 9 to go, this will be 10 points for number 320, Luca Ostertag Hill. Your leader is still Conrad Mayer, winner of the first sprint with 12. Zachary Simon with 11 in second. Your last lap there, that was Luca Ostertag Hill for Liquid Velo. Now with 10 in third place, all the riders looking for their very first points, tied at 0. Rocking and rolling here through the turn is your rider from Liquid Velo, trying to find 2 sprints in a row. The only rider to do so yet will have 19 with 8 to go. Now in the lead. The winner of the first sprint there, number 305, coming up underneath, and now leading the lap, this group of 5, well ahead of the rest of the field. The next closest group here is in turn 1, group of about 6 riders all grouped up here. They're trying to hold on to the front of this race, but it's getting pretty dire here if they're going to be able to get any points before it's all over. Our leaders on the race. Here comes Ostertag Hill again, trying to fight Mayer. Whoa, these are big laps to get points on. Well-timed effort from Ostertag Hill before these points get too small. That's another 8, bringing the total up, I believe, to 27 points now for Luca, your leader. Sounds like we are using the field once again as the lead group for determining where riders are on the lap. So as caught by the leaders at this stage. Is that accurate? .332, Otis Hatfield, 7 points that time. Another good move here for Luca, having a really nice race here. This is benefiting his ability to recover and just take advantage here in these middle laps as the rest of the field, no response. Good punch from 320, taking care of biz. That'll be another 6 points for your race leader. Now sitting at a total of 33. Going down the backstraight, trying to take over a few more of our Cat 4 men, which are juniors this evening out there, racing for the J. Baker Juniors race team. And now Lucas is trying to break away here, showing that he's kind of made of some different stuff this evening. Looking really good here for Liquid Velo as he's going to pick up even more points. And this is going to be really tough to beat him. The last laps are worth so few points. 5 more for number 320. .38 for Ostertag Hill after that last sprint, the unofficial count. And he's still off the front of the chasing field. Right behind him, this group of 4 is the front of the race. They're starting to make some gains here. It might be a rider out of the group now, starting to work their way up. Conrad Mayer accelerating, and Luca's going to let this one roll. He's got enough points to win the race here. He does not really need to sprint at all. That's 4 more points for Conrad Mayer, bringing his points total up to, I believe, 16. Up to this point, it was only Luca who had more than one sprint won. Conrad Mayer now starting to kind of work himself into a really strong position for what will end up being, I believe, second place. That was 3 more points for Conrad on that sprint. Picked up the first lap for 12, now just the last 2, both recent laps here, 4 and 3 points respectively, and that'll give him a total of 19. Here goes Zachary Simon, trying to pick up these points here on the bell lap, which is 2 at the line. 2 for Simon. Simon was already sitting in third. Picking up 1 point here on the last lap from any rider will have absolutely no change on the standings unless it's a rider who currently has 0 points. So don't need to work too hard here at the front, as it looks like our final standings are pretty well set. It's 1 to go for all of our riders as the bell's ringing for everybody coming through. Mayer's still going to sprint for it and get a good effort here for Shogun of Seattle and for what will end up being a second place here tonight in the Texas Snowball. Your winner here for the field, just not coming on the home straight for Liquid Velo, will be Luca Ostertag Hill with a dominating 38 points. All riders are done here and will exit on the back straight. All riders finished up and exit on the back straight. Scoring and officials need just a moment. No surprise, it is a new type of race format. So as you're coming up for your start, Cat 1-2s, it might be a minute before your start, just to give us a little bit to catch up on the scoring and results. So stand by for just an extra second as we get everything tidied up and ready to go. Friday night racing continues throughout the rest of the month. Anytime it's out here and it's not raining, you can count on Friday night racing starting at 7 o'clock. Kiddie Kilo on almost every of our evenings throughout this whole season. We've had well over 100 kids in attendance. Speaking of the Kiddie Kilo, we're about ready, I think, as Coach Amara picked up the microphone. I think she's going to start asking for that staging to begin. Well, it looks like most of the kids and the parents know where to go. But Kiddie Kilo is the next thing up after this. So time to get to staging.
I think the quarterfinal sprints are
My
next.
apologies. We do have the quarterfinal round. Then we can start staging. Once again, on the live results, you can check star lists for our quarterfinal round during the quarterfinal round for the sprinters. That'll truly be our call to get staging for Kiddie Kilo riders. Thank you for your patience here. We're just getting scoring updated and cleaned up before we can start next race. These unique race formats do require a little bit extra work on our part of our secretary and our officials. So thank you again for our officials team for supporting us here for safe racing and for keeping our results all nice and clean and ready for our riders after their race. Off we go. First couple laps are going to be the big ones to set the stage, set the tempo, set the story for the race here tonight. It's 15 laps, which means the first sprint will be worth 15 points in the Texas Snowball. Big points to start out the race here. Currently in the neutral. Couple of Rider of the Year contestants out in this group here tonight. We got Andy Baker here this evening, 108. 10-speed heroes got Andrew Martin out there, number 102. Could both be big factors in this race to get some early points here tonight. They're going to have to be aggressive right away. As here goes Serge Malikian down in the sprinters lane to start things up. The Stars and Stripes is Keegan Fairbanks, another one of our junior national champions. It's part of that team pursuit effort this past week. Down the back straight, it's Malikian at the front still, looking pretty quick on the opening lap, trying to pick up the big 15 to start the race. Harrison Devine also in position to challenge here. Harrison will fly up for the first big points. Devine, you're a leader with 15 after 1. It's been too long since I've heard from Beth Adams on the live chat. Good evening to Beth. Yes, have a great night of fun racing. We will. We are all cheering on for Nolan to have a good evening as well. Thank you for tuning in and supporting us. Off we go for another sprint, and there's Andy Baker, number 108. 14 points. Big attack here from Founce Cycling's rider, number 105, Chris Wilson, picking up 13 points. He's going to try and put a pretty big dig here ahead of the rest of the field for at least a lap here. See if he can get another sprint. He has a gap, looks around the shoulder. Next closest rider is Quinn Kennedy for ACT. Baker right behind him. Quinn Kennedy, they make a quick move off the front there. Everybody's sliding up there. He's not in the front. No one's going to chase if they're not. 105, picking up 2 in a row will be your new race leader. That's 12 and 13 to get a total of 25 for the rider in green. Lynch now attacking from the front of the field, trying to bridge up to Wilson. The rider for Coalition making pretty quick work of this distance so far. The gap closing down quickly. Can he make points out of this? Looks like he will. Nice move for 154 and 11 points. To be able to know you're going to make that bridge and spend that effort and not get points, that's frustrating. But Lynch, he is well prepared. He's a very savvy, very smart rider. He puts in just enough effort. He knows what he needs to do to close the gap and get some points out of it. He's also got great endurance himself. He's going to be able to hold off the chasing riders for at least a lap here. He's got 21 points now, does Lynch, at 9 to go. Malikian and a group of 3 right behind. They're trying to work their way back up to Lynch, who's put himself in a really good position ahead of the rest of these riders. Your early leader, that's Harrison Devine getting up out of the saddle, trying to re-accelerate this group. Siegel's right on his wheel. Malikian pulling it up out of the way for the chase. Looks like your leader is going to find the next sprint, though. Another 9 points for Lynch. Looks like it's already all locked up. 8 to go. That's 30 points now for the race leader, Lynch, who's taken over the top. Harrison Devine still in the chase. Siegel doesn't work on the front for Devine, so he swings up out of that sprinter's lane. The next rider down is going to be Fairbanks, now in the chase. That gives a nice accelerant for Andy Baker, who's still not going to be able to get up to Lynch. What an impressive individual effort here from Lynch of Coalition Cycling. He takes a deep breath. I think he's about to pull up. He knows it's over, but he picks up big points there. 38 will be the end score for Lynch after all of the big effort there he spent. Current standings is 25 to Chris Wilson, still in second after Lynch with 38, your leader. Andy Baker with 14 I have in 4th place. Harrison Devine with 15 I have in 3rd place right now. The current unofficial point standings. And here goes Keegan Fairbanks. 7 points for the junior. Letting the kid roll with it here. And he'll be able to pick up some points. This might be able to get him into a top 3. If he can get maybe this and even the next sprint, he still has some space here, a little bit of running room. Could he get another one? He certainly has this one locked up. There's 6 more for Keegan Fairbanks, now with 13 points. He's starting to feel the pressure, though. As Harrison Devine now on top of the pedals and rocking and rolling right with Andy Baker, pulling ahead of the rest of the field. That aggression is going to be matched by Alexi Snover of Found Cycling, Nolan Adams of Dynar Racing, Mike Darlene of Center Cycles, all trying to come up to the leaders here. Devine trying to make the punch now around Baker. He finds it. That's 5 points for Devine. Devine now with 20 in currently third place behind Wilson with 25. Devine waiting to see if Baker might attack his wheel here. Baker's going to run it, and he'll pick it up. 4 points for Baker. 2 points now separate Baker and Devine. And what could be a really interesting race for third between these two riders. They both moving up a little bit here. I think Baker expecting Devine to stay down the sprinter's lane to not let this field catch. This is going to be possibly advantageous for Baker. He'll stay down the sprinter's lane, take the front spot. Devine looking a little bit worn here. See if he has one more jump. Baker trailing by 2 behind Devine. This is worth 3. And indeed, he'll do enough to get these points. That might be enough to settle for the third place overall. We'll see. You can see those two playing a match sprint between each other. Still some points available as they're just off the rest of the field. The field being led right now by Nolan Adams and that grouping down the middle of the back straight. The front of the race still Baker and Devine playing this head-to-head match. Baker diving down in turn 3. Devine caught sleeping there maybe just for a second. Baker gets the first jump. Devine's fighting. Here we go. Devine will get this one. Devine with 22. Baker with 21. The race for third, it comes down to the final lap. Can the field come up and steal this 1 point? It's currently Devine in third place by a single point. Baker looks like he might be ready to go into another race. He's going to dive down. There's a sprint coming from behind, but it won't be enough to matter. Baker trying to hold on for this one. This will be a tie break for third. The race for third turning out to be a good one here for the Cat 1-2s. Oh, the run from Park. Not quite enough to get up there to get that single point, but it will mean that Jamie Park breaks the tie break with all the riders that did not find a point yet. Baker fighting tooth and nail with Devine, what is a third place overall. Lynch with the mid-race aggression, that solo breakaway, should hold as your leader with 38 points. Chris Wilson with 25 just for 2 sprints early. Hold on to second as the unofficial standings. Quarterfinals for the sprinters. Coming up now. Now, James, I don't know if you took the time to introduce yourself. That's Stan Douglas right there. I know it's the first time you two will be meeting up. Our first matchup, Stan Douglas coming up in front here, the rider from Shogun, Seattle, and the Stars and Stripes behind him. James Campbell Harris in the quarterfinal round of the sprints.
And with this, we need Kiddie Kilo to staging. Kiddie Kilo to staging. Behind the beer garden, not in the beer garden. Kiddie Kilo staging by age.
Just wanted to confirm before making the call, we will keep all 8 of our qualifying riders here for the rest of the evening. During the quarterfinal round, we're going to get an A bracket and a B bracket. Winner will race in the A bracket, which will be facing off against the other top 4, eventually with the chance to race for first or second tonight. The B bracket will be racing what will be 5th through 8th place. Must win here in the quarterfinals to advance up to the A bracket. Second place rider will race again in the B bracket in the next round.
All right, they're rolling by nice and close here. We do have a merch table open. Anyone that wants merch, we're going to close that up in about 10 minutes.
Riders got the bell and 1 to go. Just like they're flying 200, it's a 2-lap race in a match sprint. 2 riders meeting side by side here through the turn. This is 2 very familiar competitors. Lots of Monday nights racing against each other. Douglas with the slower qualifying time. It's Campbell Harris on the outside with the faster finishing time from qualifying. He holds a little bit of height and then tries to reestablish himself. A nice dive there as look, Campbell Harris will get enough here to qualify into bracket A. We'll see more from Douglas in the B bracket later on tonight.
All right, getting those next 2 riders up. Once again, Kiddie Kilo is staging by ages, and then we'll get you rolling here very soon.
Now up to the rail. Mike Ritter right in front of JC Pyle in the quarterfinal round. Another race in this quarterfinal round between a rider wearing the Stars and Stripes, one of our junior competitors, silver medalist from the sprints for his age group just a week ago, and a championship effort in the team sprint. Pyle matching up against here Mike Ritter. He says De Pere, Wisconsin, as in the Green Bay area. I do know that town, / that area, kind of. I know they got a football team. Riders right now matched up in speed, just kind of taking it slow in this first lap. Ritter still leading the lap for Pyle. Winner qualifies for the A bracket and will continue to race in these match sprints. Pyle starting to accelerate the speed down on the flat of this home straight. Racing age 18, it'll be his last year competing as a junior. Trying to have another fun night here of sprinting on a Friday night. Has the faster qualifier just by a hair over Ritter, but these two should looking pretty well matched up right now as they hit the back straight. Pyle has the long lane. Ritter with the shorter lane, now starting to pull ahead. Pyle's going to have to re-accelerate things here on the home straight. Ritter was looking for his competition, but Ritter will hold off. Ritter advancing to the A bracket. We have a live chat celebrity. Nick Fowler is checking in from New York City. The usual junior behind the computer for many years, just out of high school. He's not here tonight. He's traveling with family. Good to see you, Nick. Racing continuing here. No, he's been, he's responsible for a lot of the nonsense that goes on here. He helps us keep things running smooth on most Friday nights, part of our live stream team. But away on travel this weekend, we have ourselves our 3rd race in the quarterfinals. Blaine Peterson currently following Daniel Tomko. Both in the colors of Leading Factory Racing. That white helmet on top of Tomko. As they now head into the back straight. Also fairly well matched in their finishing speeds. Let's see how this quarterfinal match goes up. Tomko with the advantage from the qualifier and also has a little bit more experience, a little bit more in his back pocket. So between speed and experience, the leading rider has a little bit of an advantage here. I wouldn't be surprised to see him pull this out. But Peterson, in improving form over the last couple of weeks, is going to try and make this tough for his teammate. Leaving a big space here. Peterson allowing a lot of room as Tomko continues to apply a little bit more speed in the early part of that lap. Already gapping Peterson. This is going to make it really tough, as now no benefit from that slipstream. I think Peterson might have let him get a little too far away. No way to recover on that kind of gap as they get under speed over there in turn 2. Tomko rides it smart and will race again in the A bracket. We'll see more from Blaine in the B bracket.
All right, we just got one more sprint ride, so those Kiddie Kilo riders should be staging. We should be starting to move up. So just one more sprint ride, and then our Kiddie Kilo group is up.
Dominic Clark in the black and red taking on Andrew Karlberg. Final matchup in the quarterfinals. If you're out there in the live chat enjoying tonight's live stream, don't forget that you can help support us by hitting that subscribe button, the thumbs up on YouTube. It really helps us quite a bit. We are just shy of 4,000 subscribers. Got a nice nudge after we finished Junior Track National Championships last week, as well as the GP. Help us reach our next big goal. Hit that subscribe button and support us tonight. JB Velodrome, the YouTube channel, if you're not already watching. Riders now getting them to speed down the back straight with Clark leading things. From the finishing times, this is the most lopsided of our matchups, so Karlberg with good top speed, going to try to run at that wheel and take over the front. Should be able to do so here. Now rolling through onto the home straight. Both riders will get to race again. We'll see Karlberg in the A bracket. Clark will race again in the B bracket. And Amara is signaling for our Kiddie Kilo riders to make their way on in for their start. I think during some of these kid races, it might be a good time for us to get into the M cam and see how Emily's doing over there in the beverage garden. Emily, you hear me over there? I think we're checking in on you right now.
All right, I got our first one lap group. Are you ready?
Of course I am!
Of course I am. Ready, set, go! Try to stay down on that flat section. Go nice and straight in this
Maybe
first section.
As the kids come by in turn 4, Emily, be ready for us. We're going to want to see how loud you cheer for the kids. She's ready. Okay. She's ready. One fast lap around the track, one chance to cheer on the kids.
You'll be heading into the grass, so parents right there, watch out. You're kind of in a line of fire. Parents, watch out. The kids are going straight into the grass. Woo, don't stop though. Woo. Keeping us on our toes. Keep on going, keep on going.
Heads up, everybody. Keep moving, keep moving.
Go all the way into that intersection. Keep on moving.
What do you like? Paint it like it's an interstate exit ramp or something, you know? Nice job for our Kiddie Kilo participants. This is our oldest and our biggest participants tonight. We're going to get a few more groups out here, it looks like. Next group, come on down. Emily, I think we want to see your reactions as they're going by, not just them. We want to see you. There we go. Is that a Steve and I spot? Good to see you, young man.
The second group. Are you ready?
Yeah.
One super fast lap. Ready, set, go. He's false started. World champs can false start. It's all good. Go, 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 go. One super fast lap. Stay down on the low part. Watch out for other people. Whew, these kids just move all around.
Is that a pinwheel and like the front is bedazzled too over there in turn 2? I love it.
That is amazing.
That's speed and fashion coming together in the best possible way. Couple of riders trying out the Velodrome's official racing surface tonight. They read it in the fine lines. They're like, I think I can get up there. What can they do?
All I have to say is look at that lake speed. These are future track racers for sure. Running way up high. They're moving up there. Let's go, world champ. Woo! Make some noise. Oh, let's not run into us. That'd be great. Ooh, look at this fashion bike. It looks beautiful. Woo! Keep it going, straight lines.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. Favorite
That
one in the
looks
race
real
tonight.
good.
That's incredible.
All right, and kind of group up in the middle. Warm-up circle. Cut through. It's good stuff. All right, like I said, gather in the middle, please. We do have a lot of kids to get through. Watch out, though. Steve, watch out. Steve! There's lots of kids.
As we get ready for this next group, I also want to take a second. We wanted to welcome our NWCX project here tonight, a cyclocross team for girls and gender diverse youth. Thanks for joining us this evening, by the way. If you'd like to learn more about the cyclocross team or and learn more about cyclocross or the NWCX team, please stop by the NWCX tent behind the bleachers, grab a free water bottle, say hi, feel free to chat, and they'd love to give you more information. Again, NWCX project, cyclocross team for girls and gender diverse youth. Here, ready to answer questions about both the sport of cyclocross and about their team. Come on by, grab a water bottle, enjoy a conversation. Glad they're here with us tonight.
All right, we got a few more kids coming down here. Oh, sorry, buddy. You're good. All right, we got a few more in this group. For the people up here, make sure we safely get down to the flat section, though. Oh, we got a big group here. Alrighty, alrighty. Okay. This group, are you ready? Oh, this is a long one here. Here we go. Ready, set, go! Look before you smash into people, please.
By the way, wherever Steven ended up, Robson says happy birthday. Where is Steven at? He's out there somewhere.
All right, you got to go down to the lower portion. Be careful. There we go. It is safer down there on the bottom. Trust me. Kids that just finished, please do not take extra laps. It helps. It slows down the program. You've done your 1 lap of glory. So like I said, you get to do 1 lap. Just 1 lap.
They do say it's 1 free lap at registration. The second one costs money.
Oh, that's where we'd get them. There we go.
Our nonprofit always needs help. Adhere to our rules so we can just have a built-in donation, built-in support system right there.
All right, the parents standing in the middle, though, maybe go to one side or the other. This group is coming in hot. So watch out there in the finish as well.
Whoa, look at this one.
They're going to be coming in. Woo! They're going to be coming into the grass. Watch out. Coming in hot to the grass. They were moving. And try to just gather there in the middle. That'd be great. Yep, keep them gathered in the middle, juniors. Yes, our juniors. Help keep them gathered in the middle.
Nice job, kids. Have another group with some pedal bikes lined up. It looks like to start might be our last pedal bike group. Push bikers coming up soon. We'll do a junior track championship acknowledgement here following Kiddie Kilo. So all of our Jerry Baker Jr. riders that had some success, our epic riders that are here. We're going to talk about our Jerry Baker Jr. team and all the Stars and Stripes, all a little summary of the medals here right after the Kiddie Kilo is done as those riders are exiting. So please be ready for that. Jerry Baker Jr. riders will head to the podium area for that acknowledgement. Great job for all the kids here. Again, we're so lucky to have this community around us. Thank you for being with us this evening and coming out on a Friday night and being with us at the Velodrome. Our community support means so much to us here at the Velodrome. Looks like we might have a few kids actually using the warm-up circle.
Yeah, we had a few get lost.
As
They're
a
now
warm-up circle.
Stuck in the warm-up circle.
And some
at
of them are
this
heading
point.
in the reverse direction. That might be dangerous.
Can we get that young child going the wrong way? Oh, there's a couple of them.
Might need some help on the back straight.
Hey, older juniors, can you go to the back straight? Stop right there, bud.
Can you help the back straight juniors that are lost? Somebody who can hear us, 1 or 2 of you. Thank you. Help them out. We got riders coming their way here in a second.
I always joke you can get lost back there. All right. Yep, get pointed that way. This is going to be our last full lap group. We're making sure those guys are going the correct direction. This group here, are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. 1 super fast lap. Ready, set, go! After this is our push bikers, and then we'll get everyone off at the same time.
I love this group because it's like they're old enough to kind of know what's going on, but I'd still like to call it group radio silence when you say, are you ready to go? I think their brain waves are on like, where am I? What is this place? Who is this woman with the microphone? Oh, we're racing. Woohoo! I love watching it. And my other favorite part about this group is they're almost always all smiling as they come back around on the other side of the track, reminding us about the fun that is riding your bicycle, the best part about the Kiddie Kilo. Push bikers. The push bike derby is next. Then our Jerry Baker Jr. national summary and acknowledgments, then Camp Velo graduation. After the Camp Velo race, we'll be into the JB Keirin Points. Open women will start us off with that one. Nice work. Home crowd doing a nice job helping out our first finishers in this group. Nicely done, Kiddie Kilo riders. Some fast ones here. High fives and fist bumps all around for all the great riding from our youngsters. And look at the smiles coming here. Having too much fun.
Remember, it's just one lap per kid.
Once again, our friends from NWCX Project are here. Cyclocross team for girls and gender diverse youth. A great way to get into the cyclocross racing. You can start with just a question, learn a little bit more about racing, or learn more about their team. They're here tonight. They also have some free water bottles you can pick up. A good reason to go over and say hi and at least introduce yourself. Ask a question about cyclocross and their great team. Push Bike Derby. Are we ready to go?
I think so. Fans, are you ready for Push Bike Derby? Yeah, we are. All right, Push Bikers, you are just doing the straightaway. Ready, set, go!
Whoa! I've never seen Pink look that fast on this track, and I watch Dyna racing all the time. I don't even know if a member of Dyna Racing paid attention to the dig I just gave. I know you tuned me out intentionally, but that was good. That was a good roast with love in my heart. Nice job for all of our push bikers flying down the home straight. See a Derby Day sticker on a helmet. Nice. All right. Couple more still making their way here to the finish line, but this is the time where we start inviting all of our families and our kids to make their way out of the Velodrome so you can make your way back on the other side of the railing. All families, all kids, back out from the inside of the Velodrome, please.
Yep,
make your way out.
It. There's stickers, and I think there's a couple different stickers today. We have a Junior Nats sticker. We have our Kiddie Kilo sticker. And hey, all Jerry Baker Juniors, get to the podium with jerseys and medals, please. All Jerry Baker Juniors, get to the podium with jerseys and medals.
Fan from Houston tuning in. Good to hear from you. We had a lot of Houston people cheering on some of our juniors just a week ago. Nguyen, maybe of relation to Lily, I don't know. Lily was racing out of somewhere East Coast, not from the Houston area. Thanks for tuning in, TJ. Great to hear from you on the live chat today. And another watcher from out of our area tuning in. If you're out there enjoying the broadcast and would like to help support us, we're very close to 4,000 subscribers this year. Another milestone for our Velodrome, just trying our best to let the world know that we are doing really great work up here in the Pacific Northwest with great junior development programs. Excellent Friday night big event here in our community. The most active Velodrome. While you're making your way out, we're just about ready to start here. I'm going to let Amara tell me that they're ready, and then I'll begin.
Need all the kids on the top step, or at least on a box. Get up there. Cody, no? Come on, Cody. Get up there. All right, Corey, go through the highlights.
For this year at Junior Nationals, your local Jerry Baker Jr. team, now 50 athletes strong this last season, had a great showing competing for a total of 62 medals this year, including 9 national championships. If you see a rider up there with the Stars and Stripes on, that's representing a national championship that's last year. Let's run down those championships for our riders. For the women team pursuit, Rue, Charlotte, Sarah, and Renna. The men team sprint of William, JC, and Merrick. The men team pursuit, Keegan and Merrick. 17-18 men international omnium champion, Merrick. 17-18 junior men individual pursuit, Merrick. 17-18 kilo men, Merrick. Elimination men, Merrick. And 17-18 women kilo, Rue. And the women team pursuit, Rue. Or team sprint, Rue. Incredible work for all of our juniors this year. You can go check out the all of the great pictures and some of the recap posts on our Instagram. There's a lot of great stories that have been shared from that weekend. You can find us on Instagram at JB Velodrome. Get a good look at all that racing that happened here a week ago. Get more about the recaps and see all those medal races happen. You can rewatch all of those races live on our YouTube. They're all streaming there, of course, from last week. You can find them on our channel, JB Velodrome on YouTube, and see the racing for yourself. Up next, this last week, we had juniors go through another one of our Camp Velo weeks. That's a week-long junior training and preparation program. It's basically a summer camp, and by the end, riders get the thumbs up from coaches and staff to start riding as a junior at our Velodrome. This is where they learn all the basics and get all the information and knowledge they need. We do still have what looks to be like a Kiddie Kilo bike over there in turn 4. We're getting everything set here for our start. I know Coach Kelly is going to help me talk through some things. Big group we got here today to introduce another big group for us as we're partnering with the city of Redmond for the first time this year, helping us get our camp registration all filled up. They've been hosting it on their summer camp website page. Been good to have so many young riders coming through. This is oftentimes the first step in what might someday be another junior national championship jersey for some of these young riders, as they have to get through this Campville experience first. And tonight we get to do this fun race as a welcome and a celebration for their completion of racing this week. All the fun learning they've done with Coach Kelly, with our staff, getting ready for tonight. And we'll put our hands together and cheer them on and say, welcome to the Velodrome community here for Friday Night Racing.
I think Lucy's putting 3 on the board. Kelly, is everyone ready? Backstretch is ready. Is up here already? Are we ready? Okay, you go up there and then come back for the mic. Looks like they're doing a 3-lap wheel race. So some kids are going to go 3 laps. Some kids are going to go more than 3 laps. Am I ready? Kelly, give me a thumbs up. All right. Camp Velo kids, ready, set, go! Put your hands together.
So this week, your riders get the basics about how to race on the Velodrome safely. They're learning how to race on these fixed gear bikes. They learn about all the lines on the track. They learn about good safety protocols. Once they're out here on the Velodrome, how do they move around in a predictable way? And they do a lot of practice and simulation with that. This wheel race, looks like we got some of the older juniors in pursuit here. These are the riders that are doing a little bit more than 3 laps that just came across the finish line. And Kelly's going to read down some of our riders now.
Yeah, we've got on the front right now is Chuan. He's just overtaken Dwani. Following her closely is Adyant. And then Arjun, it looks like, looking to pass. We've got a whole group right here. We've got Leo, we've got Colin, we've got Carol, we've got Owen. They're looking before they move.
You're predicting they will do that.
Yeah, and now coming around with scene 2 to go, we've got Daniel and Leland. They're working together. They had a big handicap, and they're trying to close down almost our entire track.
Yeah, they're nearly to the back of the field. Look at them go. The front of that group that had a little bit of advantage starting to pull away from the rest of these riders. Who's this rider in green now taking over the front?
Oh, I can't see. It's Carol on the front. He started in the middle of corners 1 and 2, or 3 and 4, and he's leading into 1 to go.
Nice work. 1 to go. You're getting that bell. That means 1 to go, kids. 1 to go.
Should be looking forward. Straight lines.
Ride predictably, ride safely. Eyes forward. Gotta love it. That's the number one thing I see is kids turn around to watch them get caught at the sprinter's line. Just race forward. Gosh darn it. Go fast. That's usually the safest recipe for these young riders.
We can see Daniel and Leland in the middle of this group now. Looks like a valiant effort to get into maybe 2nd and 3rd place as they come around. It is Kirill coming away with the win.
Nice job for all of these Camp Velo riders. And again, all these riders, champions in our heart tonight. Ooh, look at the sprint. Up and out of the saddle. We're fighting here tonight for Camp Velo race in front of the Friday audience. Great job. Once again, a thanks to the city of Redmond for helping us fill up these registrations. Really appreciate it. And a big thank you to the parents of these kids for bringing them in and including them in now what is a big part of our family, the youngest members of our community here at the Velodrome. Welcome and well done here tonight. Our Camp Velo graduates all wrapped up.
Yep, they're stopping here and there.
So the Camp Velo kids are going to come stop here at the front rail. It looks like our woman's Keirin needs to be staging at this point. That includes Kelly and I, so give us a hot second. Camp Velo kids are coming to this front rail. We'll get your feet unstrapped. Mike, do you want to open that rail for us? Once again, women's Keirin will be staging.
Just give us a moment here for our Camp Velo grads to make their way out safely. Families of our newest members, again, thank you for signing them up for Camp Velo. Hopefully you had a good time here tonight for Friday night racing. Glad to have you be a part of this community now, and we hope to see you more at Monday nights for some more junior racing. Gonna be a lot of fun. Might be the next generation of Jerry Baker Jr. national competitors growing up right in front of us. You just never know. Or at least opportunities is really fun and great racing for our young generation. We are just about ready for this next race. I think all of our Camp Velo riders look like they're out safe now. Staging has underway for the Keirins. Looks like our first heat is lined up behind the pacer. Now working its way through the warm-up circle. And just like that, racing is underway. This is the Keirin heats for the Keirin Points race. This is a points race where there's two opportunities to sprint. There's a sprint both at 1 to go, really, and then in the final lap. These are heats to qualify, however, so this is not the final stage for these riders here tonight. 4 laps in total, 2.5 with the pacer. As they come across the finish line without that pacer that first time, points will go out there on that sprint and then again at the finish. We'll take the total of those 2 laps. Riders with the top points in this heat will continue to race on for the top positions here tonight. Points are interesting on this race as it's 5, 3, 2, and 1 on the first sprint, but the final sprint is 7, 5, 3, 2, 1. So it goes 5 deep on that last lap. First points coming out here in just a moment. This is going to be quick. Pacer now leaving. Bells ringing at 2 to go. Points next time. This first point sprint is for 5, 3, 2, and 1. Currently being led by Charlotte Westover down the back straight. Ruth Tomko following on the wheel. Safranek still in good scoring position as well. The rider for Liquid Velo in third position currently. Coming in the turn, Tomko's waiting for the opportunity to jump Westover. Trying to take even more points here tonight. Bell ringing again, 1 to go. Final points next time around. Qualifiers in the heats. Tomko 5, Westover 3, Safranek 2, Edwards 1. Top 3 advance to the major final from my start list. I believe that's how we're running it tonight. So Tomko certainly will get the nod to advance on as they ride away from the rest of the field, taking all the points here tonight. Westover picks up a good 5 here at the end, will also qualify, and I believe the next rider across the line, Safranek, will end up third in the group and will advance to the major final. Next heat's already in the warm-up circle and queued up ready for their start. Heat B. Kelly Darlene, Maya Reddy, Luna Mendoza, Caitlin Pellerbrook, and Sarah Lynch in this group. Same points rules apply. Top 3 advance to the major. So 3 to go. Bell's ringing for the first points next time around. Leader gets 5. That's Darlene on the front. Here comes Lynch catching quickly. Lynch passing down the back straight. The rider for Jerry Baker Jr. is now at the front for the first 5 points. Darlene still right there in striking distance. Bell's ringing again. 1 to go. Pellerbrook, third rider across the line, still getting good points here and trying to qualify third overall to get into the major final. Darlene will make the jump here. Picking up the big 7 will put her top of the qualifier, but it'll still be enough for both Lynch and her to race again in the major final. Well raced for these two. And Pellerbrook should get enough points as well to race again for our major final tonight. Looking for our next group here behind the pacer in the warm-up circle. We'll continue right along to the Cat 3 and 4 men in their heats. First up is Heat A. It's Elog, Hoffman, Douglas, Mejia, West, and Zapata getting on the pacer now. On deck is Heat B of Alexander, Beers, Mayer, Holsander, Hatfield, and Lee. Heat C is Fairbanks, Simon, Marshall, Ostertag, Hill, Carlson, and Snoblin. Clark Hoffman for Jerry Baker Jr. is right behind him. Shogun of Seattle's got Stan Douglas in this group. Javi Mejia, one of our Jerry Baker Jr.'s, currently fourth in the lineup. Isaiah West for Liquid Velo is the fifth rider in the gray with the white helmet. And finally in the pink for Dyna Racing, Francisco Zapata. This one I've got just the top two advancing, so we're going to be looking for a little bit more of a critical break point here for these fields. Only two race again for the major final. Getting themselves warmed up in these opening laps. In case you're wondering, that pacer does set the front of the race until it exits. No one can go in front of the back of that bike until it leaves. The position of the riders behind it, though, can change. There is an allowance for that to happen once they get in their initial lineup. The current rules do state that draw order does determine the initial lineup behind the pacer. However, once they're there, things can start to shift around. We haven't seen that yet tonight. Everybody's just staying in their initial draw order. With 2 to go, the pacer will pull out of the way. Elog on the front, looking over the right shoulder, waiting for the attack to come, knowing that the top two positions advance here. A little different than our open women, where we had breaks of 2, and then that third rider behind still working their way in the major final. In this group, you've got to be up in the front. You've got to pick up the big points. Jared looking fast from the front here. Stan Douglas now diving into the front position of the field, right on the wheel of Jared. So 5 for Elog, 3 for Douglas. Elog pulling up out of the way. Douglas was trying to make this a really long race. Elog with 5, Douglas with 3. The last sprint's worth 7. This is where it's going to be really tough here for Stan. He's been at the front here for a bit. Here comes the punch now from our rider from Liquid Velo. Looking to win this thing with a big 7 points at the end. Isaiah West would be able to qualify with 7. And Elog on the outside picking up 5 on the final sprint. Picking up 5 2 in a row should give him 10. That'll be your top qualifier in the group. 3 ahead of Isaiah West. Should be the top 2 from that group unofficially. Heat B is getting lined up behind the pacer right now. You can see him jumping on the warm-up circle. 2 more to qualify and advance to a major final for the JB Keirin Points. Here we go. 4 to go. Let's find 2 more qualifiers. Lined up at the front for the Jerry Baker Jr. is Rocco Alexander. Right behind him in the black kit is Matt Beers, number 335. Conrad Mayer, Shogun of Seattle, is 3rd in the group, number 305. Liam Holsander, number 404. Otis Hatfield in the blue, currently position 5. Also in the blue, racing for Dyna Racing, is Hyun Lee, number 303. Currently in position 6, all lined up as they had their draw order through the first lap. 5, 3, 2, and 1 at the line on the first sprint. 7, 5, 3, 2, and 1 on the second. Oh, great to hear on the live chat. I might have missed when it came in for some shout outs. Thank you for the positivity in the live chat about coming down. You came down from Bellingham for the first time to check us out. Thanks for doing that. We used to have some riders that made their way. I don't know if we still do have any Bellingham area riders. We used to have a few families that made their way down frequently from Bellingham. Bit of a haul to come down and visit us at our Velodrome, but so glad to hear that you were able to check out the racing for the first time. You came at a good time if you came last week checking out Junior Nats. Rocco Alexander jumping from the front of the field. The junior trying to light things up to find some good points here. This is one of our younger competitors in this field. I believe racing age 14, maybe 15. I think it's 14. Leading the lap right now. Making it look pretty good here is Rocco. Here comes the challenge. Conrad Mayer is going to send it down the home straight. Mayer, Lee in that order on that one, I believe. So that means Mayer now in the lead with 5. I think Hyun Lee in second with 3. Otis, unofficially, I have him for 2 across the line on that sprint. And on your final sprint, Otis moving around the right side for 5 points. Mayer winning both sprints certainly will be your top qualifier. I believe Otis moving up for that sprint to pick up 5 should be good enough for him to qualify. It's going to be between him and Hyun Lee on the final results for those top 2 spots.
The rollout timing is harder with the 2-lap Keirin. Will has just got to time it better. Putting it on Will. There, 1-2 men, line up if you're in heats 1 or 2. Line up.
Seeing 3 to go. This is our last group to find 2 more qualifiers. Gavin Fairbanks for the Jerry Baker Jr. is up there in position 1. Young rider out here competing against Zachary Simon in the second position for Coalition. It's Luca Ostertag Hill, Liquid Velo in position 5. Behind him, that's Ryder Carlson for Team Epic. Peter Snowblin for Leading Factory Racing in position 5. Bell's ringing. 2 to go. Gavin Fairbanks with a really tough matchup here. Being followed by these riders all the way around the track. Getting drawn position number 1. There's got to be some kind of injustice in the world for that to happen. Who let this occur? He leads them out down the back straight, and here now comes the punch from Coalition. This is Simon now taking over the front. Zachary Simon on the front trying to find 5. Rolling down the home straight, 5 points for Zachary Simon and Ostertag Hill, I believe, for 3. Ryder Carlson 2. Snowblin 1. 1 to go. The current leader in the points heading down the back straight. If he finishes in top 2, we'll be just fine. I think Luke is looking around and figure out the same thing too. As long as no one catches him, these 2 will be your qualifiers. Snowblin's trying to run him down here on the home straight a little bit. Ostertag Hill will find 5. Zachary Simon, 7 on this final sprint, will be your top 2 qualifiers. And Fairbanks fighting all the way to the finish. If you've ever heard that kid cheer for somebody else, then you know you should cheer for Gavin. I'm going to keep trying this. I think his nickname is Death Metal, and I'm sticking with it. Gavin Death Metal Fairbanks. Let's see if it sticks. Dude's got he's got good pipes on him. He'll let you know when he wants you to go. Now, into our Cat 1-2 fields, we bring up our first heat. This is Heat A. Nolan Adams in position 1 for Dyna Racing. Right behind is Alexi Snover of Fount Cycling Guild. Andrew Martin of 10 Speed Hero in position 3. Jerry Baker Jr.'s Keegan Fairbanks in position 4. And the pick at the back for Dyna Racing, Scott Grinsell. Giving the hands up in the air from the other side of the track. Putting on the Friday night show. 2 more qualify here from the Keirin heats. So the same rules apply for the 1-2s as our 3-4s. Top 2 advance from each of these 3 heats to make a final of 6. This one could play in a couple different ways. Hard to see with this distance. I mean, don't count on Alexi Snover just to drive this thing for 2 strong laps and find some really good points here. This is a different kind of Keirin because it pays off for 2 laps in a row. You got to have really good overall power, consistency. The rider for Fount Cycling might be one of the best in this group for that reason. She's got tough competition from the rider on her wheel, though. One of the best finishers in a bunch sprint. Andrew Martin right there trying to follow her wheel. The Stars and Stripes is Keegan Fairbanks, one of our junior competitors, as they swarm around to the front. Adams trying to hold on. It's getting bunched up in the corner. Nolan's got a little bit of room now to get up and out of there. Here comes Martin to lead this sprint. Martin for 5. Keegan Fairbanks 3. I got Nolan Adams 2 points. I think Scott and Gritzel 1. And now Fairbanks trying to take over the front. Martin's going to respond. You can see him turning the pedals pretty hard there out of the turn. He's on the wheel of Fairbanks, now driving pretty hard for the front. Good power from the junior. And Martin's going to pull out of the lane and see if he can challenge on this final sprint. This would be your top 2 if they pick up the points here together. Martin leading things now. Ooh, Adams cruising forward on the wheel of Martin. Playing that one smart. I think that would be enough for the rider from Dyna Racing with the 5 points on the final sprint. It'll be close. We'll check those final results as this heat now gets into its first couple of laps. So it gives us a chance to catch up on those things and confirm our top 2 qualifiers. This is Heat B. In the first position for Dyna Racing is Jamie Park for Liquid Velo. In position 2, pardon me, for leading factory racing team in position 2, number 108, Andy Baker for the Shogun of Seattle. In position 3 is 199, Serge Malikian. The Coalition of Cycling has got Andrew Lynch in position 4. And finally, for Center Cycles, Mike Darlene, number 135, in position 5. 2 more to qualify and advance to our major final tonight. Qualifiers are turning out to be pretty competitive here. Again, we're going to confirm those top 2. It was a good race for the top 2 spots in that first heat. Still rolling up to speed now. This group, they're going to be seeing the pacer pull out on this lap and getting their first bell. And yes, confirming it was Adams by a point in that last group, placing second and will qualify behind Martin, who takes it with a points total of 12, Adams 7. Current group getting up to speed now. Down the back straight, we got ourselves a good drag race here. Jamie Park in the lead position, Andy Baker just about to be up onto that rear wheel of Park, who still leads the lap with 1 to go. Park will get the 5, I think, barely. Baker maybe got it. Serge Malikian next across the line. I think Lynch might have been 4th. There might have been 2 dead heats across the line there. That was very close on those front tires. Baker really trying to time the catch there and even got a little bit of bike throw in. Might have actually gotten the 5 points awfully close, but he will try to set himself up for the final 7. Here comes Malikian and Baker coming out of the turn. Baker on the front for 7. Malikian for 5. Jamie Park be good for 3 points. Lynch 2.
As this last 1-2 heat is rolling out, our women's final should be drawing right now.
Another good one there. I think Baker should be safe after picking up the final 7. Malikian picking up the 5 on that last sprint. Also looks like that will do it. Let's head our way over to now to Heat C, our final group to qualify tonight. Up in front for ACT, it's Quinn Kennedy in position number 1. Waterline Racing, number 123 in position 2 is Alex Siegel. Liquid Velo, position 2, Victoria Park. In position 4, leading Factory Racing's Harrison Devine. In 5th spot for Single Malt Velo is Matt Haldeman. And finally for Fount Cycling Guild in position 6, Chris Wilson. 2 more riders to qualify for the major final. They do call Baker the winner of that first sprint in the last heat, so that'll give him a total of 12 and a clear advance to the next round. Malikian with 7 will be second. Will also qualify for the major final. Pacer now exiting, bells ringing, 2 to go. Quinn Kennedy still leading the lap. Harrison Devine moving out of the sprinter's lane. Chris Wilson starting to kind of shift things around as well. All the energy now starting to get spent down this back straight. Torrey coming out of the sprinter's lane trying to hold on to Harrison Devine's acceleration. Kennedy leads all the way around and might be able to find the points here. 5 for Quinn Kennedy, 3 for Chris Wilson, 2 for Siegel, 1 for Devine. I think Siegel might have wanted to find a way to get out of that sprinter's lane, but Chris Wilson was right there next to him. He had no real way to advance. Now he can get out of that lane and take over the front and get the points he was looking for. This should be enough to qualify Siegel for another race here tonight. Kennedy from the front, looking so hard to beat. Quinn Kennedy's powerful from the front of these fields. Ooh, Quinn for 5 more. Will be another qualifier here tonight. I think Siegel with the final 7 should also get an invite for the major final. We continue on now. We're back to our open women. Now into this final round. We draw the results on the infield. They get lined up for their positions here, and they're already ready to go before I'm even announcing them. Your final for the open women, Keirin. Now on track. In position 1 for the Jerry Baker Juniors, that's number 6, Charlotte Westover. For Breakfast Racing Team, Caitlin Pellerbrook in position 2, racing bib number 205. Sarah Lynch in position 3 for the Jerry Baker Juniors with the black helmet, number 15. Behind her is number 3, Ruth Tomko. They're followed by number 7, the rider in blue, Kelly Darlene. And finally, number 12 in position 6, Laurel Safranek. 6 riders here in the major final. The Keirin Points. Just a few laps away from being sorted out. Finalists for the 3-4 men need to all check in, as well as our 1-2s. Pacers exiting, 2 to go. Pellerbrook trying to take the lead of this race from above the red line. Westover fighting for position right now. Wants the points from the front. Knows if she loses that position, it's going to be awfully hard to climb her way back into the race. Tomko now up above Pellerbrook will try to move into front. Darlene following the wheel of the speedy junior. Tomko onto the home straight to pick up the first 5. Darlene challenging to the line. Tomko 5, Darlene 3. Lynch 2, Westover 1, and the race is onto its final lap, 1 to go. Tomko trying to win it again here tonight in another race for the open women. Ruth Tomko has been on an absolute tear this month in this field. Darlene having a great race season herself, coming back here this summer, has been getting stronger and stronger every week, in part just trying to chase down this meddlesome, powerful junior racer week after week. Making it look pretty fast here at the front. Tomko takes 2 in a row and be your winner. Darlene with a great race will end up in second. Lynch again holding on to the fast speed at the front. Your junior will find 3rd place here tonight as Sarah comes across the line for 3 on the final sprint. These fast races are just flying by here. We are given just a second to get ourselves organized. I think the 1-2s need maybe a minute or two of rest before they can race. To help keep the program moving along, we can call our sprints up now to provide the rest for the rest of our Keirin finals. So sprinters, our next round, we are going to start calling up now in order to help keep our program moving forward. And we'll come back to the Keirin finals for the Cat 3-4 men and the Cat 1-2 men after this round of the sprints. And in this next round for the sprinters, our semifinal round will start with the B group, followed by the A group. So our B bracket has Stan Douglas and Dominic Clark for the first matchup. On deck, Blaine Peterson and JC Pyle, followed by James Campbell Harris, Andrew Carlberg. We'll end this round with Mike Ritter and Daniel Tomko. Riders away. 2 laps. In this B bracket, winner of this race will go on to race for 5th and 6th in the overall standings for tonight's sprints. This is Stan Douglas in front of Dominic Clark currently as they head into the turn. You know, to stand still through the turns now as Douglas is on the inside position right alongside his competition. Both riders being well measured and patient through lap 1. One to go. Clark hits the high point there in turn 1 and jumps underneath Stan Douglas, who's going to be a little bit slower to get on top of the gear. Good ramp up from Dominic. Ran at him. Douglas making a good effort to get back on top of the gear and chase down. You can see the closing speed. He's got quite a bit of it. It may not be enough, fast enough. Let's see if he can catch down the home straight. Ooh, it won't be enough. By about half a bike. Clark got on top of the bike so quick. From that back position, nicely played out of turn 1. Douglas had the power, just not quite the acceleration or the response to get there in time. Next race between JC Pyle, currently in the front position, followed by Blaine Pete. Your head-up match once again in this B bracket. Winner advances to race for 5th and 6th in the overall standings out of our group of 8. A lot of spacing here between the two athletes in this first 200 meters. Pyle testing the waters. This is looking a little bit like how Peterson raced the first race. He had a big gap as Tomko kind of kept leading him out. Peterson never closed it down, and Tomko just slammed the door as they came across the finish line on that first lap. Never really let him back in the race. Pyle allowing this race to come back together again on the first lap. So that advantage of position kind of lost here. Just kind of sitting and waiting for the next big move. He'll make the first jump down the hill, mid turns 1 and 2. Couple bike lengths now for Pyle, leading Peterson down the back straight. He looks back to see if Peterson's close on the wheel. Currently, Pyle doing enough here to pull away and hold off all the way through the back half of the lap. Pyle takes the ride. Campbell Harris and Carlberg are drawing right now for their order. They're on their way up. On deck, your final race for this round, Ritter and Tomko. James Campbell Harris, number 311, right in front of number 112, Andrew Carlberg. Winner of this race will race for 1st and 2nd in the overall of the sprinters tonight. Rider second across the line will race again for 3rd and 4th later on in our program. Still the Stars and Stripes in front. Campbell Harris on the lead of this lap. Teammates meeting up once again in this entire bracket. Leading factory, all 4 of these riders. Very familiar competitors out here at our Velodrome, either working on their sprints, racing head-to-head with each other. Plenty of experience between both these two, both in this matchup and also just on this Velodrome. Who's going to make the first dive here? A little bit of acceleration from Carlberg underneath. He's just ramping it up into the turn, wanting to use the hill as long as possible. Both riders now take the left-hand dive, just a little bit of a fall down that sprinter's lane. Carlberg from the front should have advantage here, as Campbell Harris is not going to be able to get on top of things fast enough to hold on to his acceleration, which means he doesn't benefit from that slipstream. Carlberg looking in control here. We'll see a race from Carlberg tonight for the overall 1st and 2nd. Campbell Harris will be taking on a rider for 3rd and 4th in tonight's sprints. Now coming up for their start, our last 2 of the round before we'll get back to the Keirins. Riders for the Keirin finals. Please head for staging if you're not already over there. Our Keirin finals. .114 is Daniel Tomko in front of his teammate Mike Ritter, number 321. Winner to take on Carlberg for the race for 1st and 2nd. Tomko currently in the inside position, about a bike in front of Ritter, who continues to post up along the rail at the moment. Both riders taking lower position now on the track, moving towards that red line. A little bit of acceleration down the home straight. Tomko going to roll it, trying to keep Ritter in the chase. Ritter's got a bike and a half now to catch back onto that rear wheel of Tomko. Tomko's in full dance mode now. He's on those pedals, rolling away. Ritter also trying to counter. Can he get back into that slipstream and have a chance to come around? Tomko looking very smooth from the front. Ritter making some catch here. Might find contact. Looking for the pass in the fight to the home straight. Tomko, powerful from the front, does it again. Ritter was making the catch, just a little bit late to catch maybe in the pass out of turn 4. Not exactly where you want to see that. Still made it a close race with his teammate. Tomko will race again for first and second later tonight against Karlberg. Now for our finals for the Keirin Points. First up, our top 6 for the Cat 3-4 men, followed by the top 6 for the Cat 1-2 men. Our major final now up on the pacer in the warm-up circle and about ready to come onto the track. Racing on away, 4 to go. 3:39 at the front of the group, Zachary Simon for Coalition Cycling. Number 340 behind him is Jared Elog with Apex Racing. For Liquid Velo, number 333, Isaiah West in the group. Next, also for Liquid Velo, I misordered that, is number 320, Luca Ostertag Hill in position 3. Otis Hatfield, Project Exelon Vanguard in position 4. There is Liquid Velo's Isaiah West in position 5, racing 333 tonight. And finally, number 305 for the Shogun of Seattle in position 6, Conrad Mayer. Your major final here will score the same as the qualifying rounds, 5-3-2-1, with 2 laps remaining essentially. And at that final mark, they will get 7-5-3-2-1 across the line. Top points will be your winner here for the Keirin final. Getting their first bell and the exit from the pacer on the home straight. 2 to go. Leading the lap, Zachary Simon in top speed now, trying to hold on to the front. Jared Elog on the wheel. Luca also sprinting up towards him, making this first one already look pretty contended, though Zachary Simon doing a good job holding off from the pressure so far. Still on the front, Zachary Simon for 5. Luke Ostertag Hill 3. 2 points down the sprinter's lane for Jared Elog, and I think Otis found 1 at the back end of the sprint. Now down the back straight, Luca leading out this lap now. Takes over in turn 3. Otis in position behind him. Luca on the front trying to win the race. This would be for 7 in this final sprint. Otis challenging him all the way onto the home straight. Luca, Otis. It'll be Luca by less than half a bike across the finish line, picking up the final 7, and should be good enough for tonight's win for the Cat 3-4 men, JB Keirin Points. And now your Cat 1-2 men Keirin final coming up. How about one round of applause for Will Fowler on the pacer leading the way. I think the pacer should be officially named like some sort of Fowler name. Like we need to come up with, it seems to be always one of them on that thing. Or Amara. In our final tonight, we've got a lineup of 6 great competitors. Andy Baker from the Lead Factory Racing Team up at the front, number 108. Right behind him from Waterline Racing is Alex Siegel in position 2. Behind him, Serge Malikian for Shogun of Seattle, number 199. In position 4 in the blue with the white helmet, Andrew Martin for 10 Speed Hero. In the pink for Dyna Racing, number 109 is Nolan Adams. Your final rider in the group for ACT, Quinn Kennedy, number 132. The final for tonight's JB Keirin Points. Bells ringing, 2 to go. Points next time around. Baker still leading the lap. Martin showing a little bit of elevation here. Baker still controlling the tempo. Everybody's respecting his speed at the moment, all piled behind him. Baker now from the front, opening up a little bit of speed now. Malikian in a good place to strike, as is Kennedy. Once again, I think you're right down in the sprinter's lane. Alex Siegel in a tough position right now, not really able to move. Baker 5, Malikian 3, Siegel 2. I think Quinn Kennedy barely getting 1 there, just ahead of Adams. Now into the big sprint. Here comes Siegel, looking a little bit like his qualifier. Finally finds the window. Nolan Adams trying to follow the wheel. Big sprint from Siegel. Takes over the front. Baker now losing some room. Adams trying to come around Baker. On the front, Siegel looking powerful for the final lap. Should pick up the big 7. Siegel taking care of business. Baker with a big 5 at the end. Quinn Kennedy 3, Nolan Adams 2 on the final. We're going to take a brief break from the racing to give time for our officials to catch up again on scoring. With these unique races, we are less prepared to be able to just fly through it. We need to make sure the spreadsheets are accurate, all of those results are posted correctly, and that we're ready for the next racing. I was told that we are going to run, after the break, the Open Women Points race before bringing back the final round for the sprinters. Then we will resume the rest of the points racing, again trying to intersperse our rest time for the different fields correctly as best we can. Open Women next after this break, about 5 minutes from now. I will let you know when we're getting close to wrapping up. Followed by the final round for the sprinters. Then Cat 3-4 men and Cat 1-2 men for their points races. It sounds like the prime preems values have been raised for the fields through some donations. So that's pretty exciting. We got money on the line for the prime preems. Yes, they're spelled the same, but said differently. That's coming up here shortly. There's going to be a lot of bells ringing. We'll be talking about why when we get there. Couple minutes of break. Let our folks get all caught up on the scoring. I'll get off the mic for just a few minutes myself. We'll be back after this short break with more racing. Our Open Women on deck for the Prime Preems points race. check those results. An exciting finish there for that last race we watched just a few minutes ago. Baker by a single point over Siegel in the final standings. 10 for the rider, 108. Andy Baker, Siegel with 9. Your top two from tonight's major final. A couple great races here for the Keirin Points. Still working on some updates. We've still got a few more minutes here before continuing on. Open women now called for their start. We are ready to begin. Open women can come up for their start. Thank you for your patience. Riders coming at the rail now for our points race with preems on the prime. The prime preem points race. Brought to you by Peter who likes pickles. This is a 25 5x5 points race with only the standard rules. Oh, wait, let me check that again. With really weird rules tagged on top. So in a 5x5, we're still going to offer up the same points where you'd expect them to be. There'll be bells at 21 to go, 16 to go, 11 to go for points offered for the race standings. That's going to happen from the infield. Your bell ringer will be the lap cards for those. I'm also going to be ringing the bell, and that's going to be for the prime lap preems. $15 to be at the front of the field on all prime numbers. So the bell will be ringing the lap before a prime number comes up on the lap card. So at 24 to go, a bell's ringing for the prime. You know it, you love it. Everybody's favorite, 23. That's a great prime. $15 a prime preem. A preem of a prime of a... Yeah, there's something in there. I haven't figured it out yet. I'm not a good enough lyricist. Peter Piper picked a prime preem of a primes. Yeah, there's something in there. You can roll that. All right. No bell ringing this lap, which is a rarity. There's going to be an awful lot of bells. And the longer it goes, the more you'll hear, because I don't know if you know how primes work. There's quite a few of the single-digit numbers. So I'll be following along. I'm going to try to update points, but my number one job is not to miss any of these preem bells either, because I want to remind the riders when they're sprinting for points and when they're sprinting for preems as much as I can. Next lap's a prime, that means there's a preem. $15 to lead the lap. $15. Lots of money on the line. We have, we're going to shout out Serge Walickian once again for helping support and donate money here to support our racing at the Velodrome. Superfan and super racer. He does both. And I think Beth Adams might have been responsible out there to throw in a little extra for the men tonight. So making it $10 a preem as well for both of our men's fields this evening. The first preem, the prime preem to Westover. Next bell at 21 to go will come from the infield for the first point sprint. Westover for the cash. It's always the kids that want the money. $15 does sound nice to me. I hear $15. I'm like, that's a nice amount of cash. A junior's like, dang now, let me go get that. That's an entire meal. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of value there. Rutomko is driving at the front, looking comfortable here. 22 to go. Next time around, we'll get a bell from the infield. Westover right up there with them. And there's Yellow Know It. Kelly Darlene finds her way up to the front. This same group of three we saw in the early portions of that first race tonight before things kind of completely pulled apart, and Westover lost a little bit of pace with this lead group. Quick rotations here ahead of the bell. $21 to go means points next lap. Points. Not money. Points. What would you go for? The points for the win of the race or $15, right? I mean, what's the real priority here today? This break of three, absolutely feeling no shame for once again rolling away from this field. Westover is going to be getting really strong with these kind of efforts, trying to chase on these two great speedsters. The big points will go the way of Rutomko on sprint number 1. 3 points for Kelly Darlene, 2 for Westover. And I should be ringing the bell. It's a preem lap. Cash to lead the lap. Cash to lead the lap. Cash to lead the lap. This is where I'm so used to getting into my points announcements. I'm supposed to be ringing a darn bell again. Emily, you announced. Why would you have done this to me? This isn't a mean thing to them. This is just mean to me. Here they go. On the lead of the lap, this is for cash. Darlene for $15. 19 to go. I can handle it. I just needed a warm-up. I got this, coach. What's the next prime after 19, everybody? Say it with me. Oh, I didn't hear a thing. 17. Where are my nerds at? That means we got to ring a bell again because that's showing 18 to go, and I can do basic subtraction. 1 less than 18 is 17. Cash to lead the lap. Cash to lead the lap. Really, who I should be shouting out is Danny for printing me out a nice printout that has this so I can almost not fail. Things are happening down the backstretch, and you know who it is. It's Tomko and Darlene again. But this time, I think Tomko wants some cash. Tomko, $15 richer. The next prime after 17, everybody say it with me, is 13. I heard somebody say it for the first time. All right. That means we're going to get points at 15, but no preem.
When are you going to ring the bell, Corey?
I'm going to ring the bell at 13 plus 1,
Yeah.
but 1 before 13. So 14 on the lap cards. Okay, I got this. And I won't miss it. I can actually do my points updates and get ready for ringing a bell. It'll be great.
Points coming up next time around.
Oh, yes, this is the normal kind. They rang the bell. 16 to go. Points on the lap. Your leader's coming on the home straight. 5 points to the leader, Tomko. 3 points to Darlene. Currently still in second after the sprint. Your previous sprint, we had Westover find 2 points, currently in third. Lynch for 1, currently in fourth. This group coming on the home straight is fighting for points. Lynch on the front, eligible for 2 right now. Lynch for 2 points. That's number 12. Safranek, 1.
And as our leaders come out of turn 4, what time is it, Corey?
It's time for a prime preem! Prime preem! It's prime preem. I should have done some sort of like workout in preparation for tonight. My right hand is going to be like, there's going to be a lot. This bell ringing. Goodness gracious. Leaders, we're seeing 13 laps completed, and yes, once again, it's a magical prime number. Leader is Tomko for 15. Not points. Money. 15 money. That makes me sound really smart when I say it that way. I don't know what the name of our own currency is anymore.
I can see that this night may have broken a couple of people. The number of points, number of sprints.
Look at the field, too. They're hurting a little bit as well. It's all over the place. Oh my gosh, is that 12? Is that right before another prime?
It is.
It is. It's prime preem time. Prime preem, prime preem, prime preem.
Before this night, I was telling people, basically from 11 laps to go, if you're not at the front or off the front, you are making a mistake, I think.
Yeah, there's a bell every other lap starting basically now. Leaders are the field for scoring purposes. Leaders are the field who are currently now about to come onto the home straight. That means Darlene picks up the money, and the bell's ringing for points. Edwards eligible as now in that field, having been caught. I hear tell that 9 is not a prime number.
That one is a hard one to remember, I think. It's an easy one to think.
So I get a break. That's the most important part. And here comes the sprint for points. Seeing 10 to go. Tomko for 5. Darlene 3. Edwards 2. Lynch, I think 1. Tomko 15 in the lead. Darlene in third, with 9. 2 riders with 3 points is Westover and Lynch. There's the lap counters coming into effect now. Still 15 to Tomko. Darlene in second with 9. I've got one rider still on the lead lap, is Westover with 3, currently in third. 7 be a prime, so therefore I ring the bell. Prime preem! We're on the corner. It's still Tomko at their favorite spot of the race, the very front. The very front. Hither where to, therefore, Darlene's favorite spot is directly behind that wheel across the line on that sprint, although I would think she would have preferred to be right in front of it for the 15. Couple riders caught a few times here from our leaders, so down more than one lap, but trying to find West over here. I see Charlotte still over here in the middle of the back straight. Still haven't been caught yet. She's putting out an impressive effort here tonight, staying with it. This is a double bell. We have points and a preem. Prime preem points. Points prime preem. The alliteration is strong tonight. Everyone is eligible. This is true. Everyone is currently eligible. I mean, we know where the cash is going, but there is going to be more points behind. In fact, the next closest to the points is Edwards and Baker. Tomko for the cash and the points. $15 plus 5 points equals winning. 5 to go. Edwards picking up 2 points, pardon me. 1 point for Baker. 5 to go.
We're getting down to the business end when it comes to those prime numbers as well.
Again for a prime preem. We do have a pack on the home straight. Look at this. We are together at 4 to go. Westover still on the same lap, but benefiting nicely from that, having some riders to work with. Will hold on to her third overall standings, despite the fact that the leaders are quite a way down the road from where she's at right now.
And as they come around, there is another prime
Say what? Back to back, that's right. 3 is a prime, and so is 2. Why isn't 1 on this list? 1 is only divisible by 1 in itself. What happened?
Per the Googles, a prime number needs to be divisible by itself and 1, and it needs to be greater than 1.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. I forget these definitions from my youth.
I did too.
Fair enough. I mean, it would have just been even more chaos, to be fair. I would have been ringing it right there, and that's just... By now, we're tired of it. You know, that was it. That was our threshold. We've maxed out. Ryder seeing 2 to go on this lap. Your field now rounding out onto the home straight. There's your rider in third.
Charlotte Westover starting to come to the front. Doesn't want to miss out on those last points.
Big attack here. We'll be getting the bell next time around. Here's the bell for your 2 leaders. 1 to go. Bell's ringing for the field. 1 to go 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 for the field.
And Rue Tomko coming across. If anyone else is looking for an even more clarified definition of a prime number, talk to Alex Siegel. But this sprint here, Edwards rolling through.
I was saying earlier, I'm looking for the nerds, so he rolled up. Someone had to report in. Sprinters. We are going into the final for the sprinters before racing the remainder of these points races. Riders from the open women field, you are done and exiting on the back straight. Sprinters bringing up the final ride now. Let's go through it all. Sprinters on deck. Mike Dalene's got a point. How can we make the cash prize not a prime number? We did mix this up. Whoopsie. We're having too much fun, which is kind of the point of these things. Thanks for tuning in. If you're out there on the live stream and enjoying the show, don't forget, hit that subscribe button. We're really close to hitting the next mark, 4,000 subscribers. Yeah, I know. You go like the homepage on YouTube and those several million subscriber channels, whatever. They're old news. Nobody cares about them. While you're here, give us a subscribe. Give us some love. Support the Velodrome. We're doing some good work here. Live streaming out of basically a shack in a park. Doing the best we can. On we go. This is our sprinters now into their final round. Our first race, the race for 7th and 8th in our overall standings between Blaine Peterson and Stan Douglas. Blaine Peterson currently in front, Douglas chasing behind. One to go. I have a feeling tonight that the grandstands were like the families of our new juniors. Turn 1 is the real fans. Look at this over here in turn 1. This is like the real crew. Yeah. They're making some noise for this sprint. This is Douglas trying to get onto that rear wheel of Peterson. Nice time for the catch. Might be able to make the pass here on the home straight. Peterson versus Douglas. Douglas still out of the sprinters, or out of the saddle. Should be enough. Right on the outside by a small margin in a good head-to-head matchup. I think that's the point of a good sprint tournament. Make these last rounds as competitive as possible. So, green check. Mission accomplished. If you're dying for more Emily Cam, she, instead of being on the cam, decided to come up here and be on the second microphone, by the way, if you didn't notice. Emily Alexander up here. By the way, your current president for the board for the Marymore Velodrome Association. Excuse me very much. Just hanging out up here casually. How's it going up here, Emily?
This is a great place to watch racing from.
Well, you've never been up here to check it out?
I mean, not usually on a Friday night. I'm usually up here on Wednesdays.
There you go.
Which, again, great place to watch racing, but Friday night racing is definitely something different.
That is true. It is something different.
And on a night like tonight, it's fun and unique.
One of a kind for this year.
One of a kind.
And of any racing I've ever watched. It is the one night that has had these races. We've had some good ones over the years.
Our officials love it. Our officials love it.
Let's get a rating and review from Danny. Immediately after this racing is over, I'd like to open a survey for one official to complete for a 10 out of 10 score.
It's an anonymous survey.
We're
for
only
Danny.
going to share the link to Danny.
For Danny.
Show Danny over here. She's over here on the secretary role. Put her on the. Get over here. Go show Danny. Wave, Danny.
Truly, the hero
Thanks
of the
for doing
night.
the great work tonight.
Let's give Danny a hand, everybody. Danny! Woo!
Keeping it organized for us tonight. Thank you. All right, let's get back to our race over here. This is Dominic Clark and JC Pyle meeting up for the first time tonight in the race for 5th and 6th place. JC Pyle on the outside position. Both riders taking it nice and slow on the home straight. Oh, they're just waiting for the bell to go. I get it. With the bell ringing, now we're underway. Dominic on the lead of the lap right now. The rider in black and red up and out of the saddle. Now Pyle will do the same. Good run up onto the back straight from Pyle. He'll take over in the middle of the turns. And he sends this one flying. Final round of the sprints continues. This is James Campbell Harris and Mike Ritter in that order. The Stars and Stripes is James Campbell Harris just in front of his teammate, Mike Ritter. Well measured speed here from both of these riders, just keeping it at a nice, consistent pace and positioning through the first half lap. This race is for 3rd and 4th place overall tonight in our sprint tournament. 1 to go. Campbell Harris still in that same position, kind of mid-track, looking over the right shoulder. Ritter on the rear wheel. Good speed from both riders. Campbell Harris in position 2, making the pass onto the home straight. Can he get around the wheel of Ritter? Ritter from the sprinter's lane. Ooh, Ritter takes the ride. Third place for Ritter tonight. Campbell Harris with a great ride there in the matchup. Falls just a bit short. He'll end up 4th in tonight's sprint tournament. And now your last ride of the evening. Did you all know this was going to happen? Good matching kits tonight, too. Looking ready for a race. Andrew Karlberg, number 112, in position 1, right in front of his teammate, Tomko. Race for first and second. Karlberg slightly ahead of Tomko through this first portion of the lap. Tomko quite literally doing some acrobatics, a little bit of a hop there mid-turn. Is he trying to jump a barrier that I couldn't see? Like, what was that? Is there like a crack over in turn 2? Did you see that?
I missed that one.
Okay. Have to go back and rewatch that.
We'll have to check out the live stream again.
Both riders getting up to speed here. Karlberg still in the front position. Couple bike lengths back as Tomko's trying to work his way into that slipstream. Good acceleration down the back straight. This will give him a good position. Might be able to set up the pass here. Critical moment over the next 50 meters. Got to make it to turn 4. Tomko still trying to work it from the front. Karlberg still holding off the charge. It'll be enough. Karlberg, a little bit too much power from the front. Will hold off. Tomko playing it well. Could not quite get that finish. Karlberg, first overall tonight for our Friday night sprint tournament. And racing it away, it's another 25 lap points Prime Points.
Prime Points race.
There we go.
Tongue twister.
I was not ready today for this. Sponsored by Peter Piper. Now we're talking.
I mean, they do have to pay the piper, so.
There we go.
Yep.
We should have workshopped this probably before I got here for a Friday night session, but, you know, I get busy.
I feel like it's been on the calendar for a while.
Yeah, fair. It's getting kind of boring. That's because this race just started, and already there's a prime preem! Preem for the prime and the prime and the preem. Next time around, $10 to lead the lap for these gentlefolk. Thanks again. I think it was Beth Adams that stepped up, one of our many super fans, to help raise a little extra cash to increase the prime preems tonight. The best post of the evening in the live chat. Prime numbers explained, colon.
Coming from Scott Grintel on the infield. I feel like maybe it should be warming up for their race.
That's a nice visual, very hands, like I can see that prime number now with that definition.
Is that?
Do I have to ring it again here? No.
No.
21 is not one of them.
No.
I knew that. Your winner of the first, prime preem, number 340, Jared Elog off the front. Bell's ringing for the points from the infield. 21 to go. Points next time. Points on the front. I will be barely paying attention to this finish, as instead I will be yelling prime preem once again. Because really, once again, who cares about the points? There's prime preems. Prime preem this lap. Prime preem, prime preem. Prime preem. That's Conrad Mayer getting 5, Otis Hatfield for 3, Luke Ostertag-Hill for 2, and Ryder Carlson for 1. There we go. I got the order right this time. Ring the bell first, then call those points. I can do it.
There you go. You can watch and ring at the same time.
Amazing. Wow, okay. Come on now.
Oh. The junior won that cash. Not quite able to get it.
Yeah, $10 is like, it's on that break point. I can feel it out there, you know, like a couple $10, or could I just try to win this race? I get it. Yeah, the kids are a little extra motivated by a tenner than most folks are. But it's coming up just a little bit short. Ryder Carlson with a nice effort there. It'll still go to Conrad Mayer. Bell for prime preem. It's a prime preem. It's a prime preem. Points are still a ways away. Money on the line. Keep looking over the shoulder, expecting someone to challenge for the cash here. Here we go. We got a bit of a sprint coming around the corner. Is that? I believe that's Matt Beers put us in a good position here for the cash. And that is number 335, Matt Beers for $10. Coming into a bell lap for points this time. 16 to go. As they come on the home straight, Snowball pulls out of the way as the bell's ringing. Ryder Carlson in good position, and everything's going to speed. There goes Conrad Mayer at the blue line. Take it over the front. Going the long way around here as Mayer's leading it out. Still has a couple riders on his wheel, though. Points not settled yet. Ostertag Hill in a great striking position, as is Ryder Carlson. Mayer on the front, but I think he's going to lose his position here to Luca. 5 for Ostertag Hill, 3 for Mayer, 2 for Ryder Carlson, and I believe Otis Hatfield was 4th across the line for 1 point. Bell's ringing for a prime. Leading the race with 8 points, Conrad Mayer in second, Ostertag Hill with 7, Otis Hatfield with 4, currently in third, Ryder Carlson 3 points in 4th place. And a very casual prime at 13. I agree, this is one of my least favorite primes. 13. I don't know, not a lot of style points in 13. Do you think I actually have that opinion, or you think I'm just filling airtime? Put your votes in now. Prime time! Prime! Now 11 is a much more alluring prime. I expect the field to work at least 10% more for this particular prime.
I mean, I think they'll work 10% more, but I think it's also because it's leading into a point sprint.
Oh, stop being so tactical. That is good analysis, though. The cash on the line, and the bell's ringing for points. Points next time around. Ryder Carlson finally getting some good gas money for his trip back to Portland, although he ain't driving. Maybe he is, I don't know. He lives up here in Seattle, though, doesn't he? He's a Seattle area kid. Gas money to Seattle. I don't know where he's going after this. I didn't ask. Might have weekend plans. Into the sprint for the points. At 10 to go, Ostertag Hill will take the lead spot here with the 5 points. Snowball for 3, Ryder Carlson 2, and I think Conrad Mayer on the sprinters lane will get 1 point in that one.
There it is.
The Burgermaster stop afterwards.
Burgermaster.
That makes sense. That checks. That checks out.
And $10 goes pretty far at Burgermaster.
Does it?
Yes.
Never been.
Need to change that. Need to change that.
Saying 9 to go. Our points updates, as mentioned at the last sprint, Ostertag Hill takes the top now with 12. In second is Mayer with 9. In third with 5 is Ryder Carlson. Otis Hatfield with 4. In 4th place. And prime at 8 to go. That was not one of my best. I'm still working on the combination of, the correct. Yeah. Yeah, 7. That's got to be up there on the tier list for prime numbers.
Yes, I think
very high up.
Number 7 is number 1.
I think so.
In the primes.
I think so.
Yes.
It's a great one. 5. 5 that's the best. Oh, okay.
Now 5 is number 1.
That's okay. That's the vote from the infield.
Okay.
It's okay to be wrong sometimes.
It is okay to be wrong, but we're not. because
we
we're up
forgive.
here. We have the high ground.
That's true. They made the mistake and gave both of us a microphone this evening. Double bell, because got points and preem. Points and a preem and a points, preem, preem. That is what I think the guys on the infield were pointing out, is that at least, especially in this race, this is a very exciting prime.
That's true. That's true, because there is more
I
on
give
the
him that.
line.
I don't know, outside of the context of this arena, I still think 7 takes it, but here tonight, maybe 5 is the best one. The race for points and the money. Ryder Carlson for the cash and the points. Ostertag Hill for 3. Zachary Simon 2. I think Otis 1 point in that sprint. And it's a prime frame, prime frame, prime frame. Next lap. Ryder seeing 4 to go. The front of the race is in turn 1. Checking the points totals. Ostertag Hill with 15, your leader. In second, Ryder Carlson now with 10 points. Conrad Mayer in third with 9. Otis Hatfield fourth with 5. Zachary Simon, Peter Snoblin next with 3. Currently in 5th. Then Zachary Simon with 2 points. Currently in 6th. Yep. And as the winner gets money, the bell's ringing again for another prime preem. It's a preem, prime, preem. 333 coming across the line first. Isaiah West picking up the big 10. And West from the front again. That's another 10 for number 333 at 2 to go. And from the back of the field as they're sitting up at the blue line, Peter Snoblin. Going to take an effort out the front and see what he can do with it here. A bit of an opening after the back-to-back preems. No silly math to get in the way now, just the plain old normal kind of a points race. 1 to go, 10 at the finish line. Snoblin still on the lead of the lap, the field chasing. That's Mayer on the front for the field. Ryder Carlson in a good position to strike, as is Luca. Ostertag Hill doing what they've been doing all night, is following Mayer as he leads out these sprints and then loses position to both of them now. Ostertag Hill's trying to catch down Snoblin. I think he'll be able to do it on the home straight. It's going to be close. Here comes Ostertag Hill. Carlson, second across the line. Ostertag Hill will take the final big sprint. Carlson second across the line. Awfully close between Mayer and Snoblin. Didn't catch it officially. We'll get the updates shortly. Ryder Carlson will end up second in tonight's race. Ostertag Hill will be the victor after picking up 10 on that final sprint and already being at the top of the leaderboards. Track open, riders to the rail. Track is clear, riders to the rail. Our final contest of the evening. This is a 30-lap race, which means another prime has joined in on the party. 29 has suddenly entered the chat. That means I'm ringing when they're starting the race. That's exciting. Yes. Yes. Right away. That's right. 30 lap points race. Plus some preems on the primes. Now on the neutral. Thanks everybody for being with us again here tonight. Friday Night Racing, just a little bit more left here on our evening program. So great to have so many of you with us both online and here in our space at the park. Had a nice fun evening. I've been having maybe a little bit too much fun. I don't know. That's what makes these auction nights special though. We get to be a little bit outside of the regular operations. A couple more smiles on our faces. Yeah, I know. This is kind of boring. So let's ring the bell. Prime Prime. It's a Prime Prime. Prime Prime. I think somebody came here for like $10 and then I think he might be done. It's this guy. How much? He's winning $10 on this lap. $10. Oh, whoa. Hold on a second, though. He's in a good position. Go get some points, Keegan. Look at this. They let him roll with this first sprint. Fairbanks is not going to pull off the acceleration here. Nice work for the youngster. Now in a good spot ahead of the rest of the field. I misread this one. Prime Prim, 27 laps, Prime Prim. Wait.
Oh, sorry.
That's not one.
Oh, no. My bad.
That's okay. You threw me.
It's been a long night.
You made the race. If you say this is a prime, it's your rules.
It could be fine.
You bought it.
He's off the front, though, so.
Yeah, I mean, he'll probably work out to the next one. There we go. He's going to try and stay out here until he gets points. At 26 to go, he'll be bell on the inside for this first points. And Keegan's been out here for a few laps. This has been an impressive break for the junior. No one's been trying to play the spoiler just yet to try to catch onto his wheel. Now in time to maybe get some big scoring. 26 to go. Points on the front. 26 to go. Points on the front. Fairbanks looking back and seeing Lynch. That's going to spell bad news for Fairbanks. Lynch being able to ride so well this year in these kind of situations. He'll put himself also up into a good scoring position. Fairbanks fighting, though. He won't let this pass go easily. Fairbanks has got a little bit left in the tank. Look at the fight. Oh, look at the sprint to the line. Fairbanks, I think, will get the 5. He really wanted it. Lynch for 3. Mr. G with the great explanation in the live chat, by the way. Which if I just read a little closer, I wouldn't have rang that bell a little bit ago. He was trying to prevent me from making such a mistake. If I had just gotten my cubes that I brought with me and lined them up, I would have seen that I could have made a 3x9 formation for 27.
It's that new math.
Oh, golly. But I have to be ringing here because at 24 to go, the next lap is a prime. Prime Prime for real. The real one. So, Emily, this has been mostly hits up here that I brought you up here. One miss. It's okay. We got through it.
Well, and it was mine. It was mine, too.
Perfect. Malikian pulling up for this one. Doesn't want the money. He's just here to give away money, apparently. Very generous rider here in our field, Serge. Now, Tori jumping out of the group number 2. Picking up the $10 at 23 to go. Harrison Devine picking up the pace at the front. Chris Wilson's joining in there for a minute. 22 to go. Chris pulls up. Martin down the sprinter's lane now at the lead for the field. Next bell they're going to hear is at 21 to go from the infield for Points. Yes, that's right, Beth. Emily is the one who did this to us. She says, kudos to you for setting the races up tonight. Great racing. She's not being sarcastic. She's being very honest.
Well, thank you. I tried to make a very fun night of racing for everyone, especially our officials.
Always. The bell is ringing for more points. The field is now going for what is their second opportunity to work up on these leaderboards. There goes Andy Baker down the back straight with Andrew Martin now in pursuit. Whoa, Martin, I think barely ahead of Baker. There's Devine and Adams.
And that one was a prime preem. So
I'll keep it ringing until they come back.
we're doing great.
Prime Prime, right now. There you go.
This lap, Harrison Devine.
Harrison
Picking
Devine
up
for the cash.
$10.
Here we go.
Picking up $10. I mean, they also know when the preems are, so
No, they're the brightest we have here. If they don't know where they are, then we don't have a chance. Prime Preem. Prime Preem. Cash at the front. At the top of the race right now in a tie with 5 each is Fairbanks and Martin. 3 points for Lynch, Baker, and Devine, I believe. Grinsell with 2, Adams with 1. The money for Fairbanks. Keegan and Harrison off the front. $16 to go. Points this time around. Harrison Devine, number 128, working together here with Keegan Fairbanks off the front. Both riders have points. Fairbanks currently in a share of the lead with 5. There goes Alexi Snover, number 4. Launch him went forward, also encouraging Torrey Park, number 2, to jump out of this field.
I think the field might be letting this move go. Harrison Devine, solid endurance rider. Keegan, also known for really big endurance moves. I think if Alexi gets up here, that is a very dangerous move that the field has let get at least half a lap already.
Yeah, this could spell the end of this race, at least for the next several laps, if not the entirety of the remainder of this. I mean, 15 laps seems like quite a long time, but as you say, with Snover joining these two, this could be the front of the race until the finish. We got a bell for a Prime Preem. And I'm not ringing it for that lazy field. On the front, Fairbanks and Devine, almost joined by Snover. Park is going to pull up over here in turn 1. Wait for the rest of the field to catch up. Work back with them as now Martin is on the front right after Lynch was doing a pull. Your leader is almost being joined here to make a group of 3. Let's see how this next little bit plays out. Fairbanks is going to make sure he's on the front for the cash again. Next time I'll be ringing the bell is at 12, so another time around before we'll get another Prime Preem. 13 to go. Siegel on the front for the field now. And once again, we got a prime frame. Money to lead the lap.
And Alexi joining that front group.
The field does look at least decently organized here to do the work. Several of these riders are willing to pull in pretty good 200-meter efforts, half-lap pulls. Good signal that they are wanting to start to reel this back in. They've made maybe a couple of seconds back on the leaders. Leader gets money, and the bell's ringing for points. Divine for $10. Points next time around. Lynch now doing the work to continue this effort to catch the leaders with Martin on his wheel. Rotation from Snover as Harrison Divine has the lane. He'll dive in. He's going to fight for these points. He knows he's got a Speedy Jr. on his wheel. Fairbanks fighting him all the way to the line. Fairbanks will back off right at the end of that one, though, realizing better probably just to save that one for later on. Divine 5, Fairbanks 3, Snover 2, Martin 1. Falling on the wheel of Lynch, kind of being sneaky there. Now Martin's going to launch his own attack, try to finish this catch. Looking like he's going to get on his way, at least up to Snover's wheel. He's probably going to try and leapfrog Snover and see if he can finish this thing. Divine in the lead with 13. Fairbanks in second with 11. Martin in third with 6. Snover in fourth with 4. Lynch has 3. Baker has 3. Grinsel 2. Adams 1. Park 1. Points all over the field, but Harrison Divine, Keegan Fairbanks, no surprise. They're off the front for a couple of laps there in the middle. They will be the top of the leaderboards. Most of the field starting to work their way up. There's still a little bit of a gap here. It's Quinn Kennedy and Chris Wilson that get up there next. We got a bell for for cash. Prime Preem on the lap. Prime Preem. At 8 to go. Well, the Prime Preem is actually at 7 to go. That's a little misleading what I just said. Then again, I think this entire excursion this evening was about being misleading. So, in one way or another, throwing off your thoughts at one point or another during this race. Quinn Kennedy in striking position for some cash. They'll pick up the 10. 7 laps remaining.
Now that was the wrinkle that I enjoyed about this race, where at the end of the day, it's a points race. The preems are just in there for my enjoyment.
Now that's fair. And you've earned the right to do that. You've earned the right to do that. If you just want to ignore, you could just ignore it, right? Just race a points race.
You could.
Yeah. Like, what are you doing?
You could.
But where's the fun in that? Both bells are ringing. Points and a preem. Prime preem points, points, prime preem, preem, prime points, something.
Prime points, primes, preems.
All of the above. Martin making the move here alongside of Chris Wilson. Wilson will accelerate for 5. Martin still finds 3 points. Divine for 2. Quinn Kennedy 1. Former top 2 Fairbanks a little out of the lead pace now as he's back in the main group of 6. Fourth wheel spot right behind Snover has also fallen out of that lead group, although by lead group there's really just a small gap here between what is essentially a field of 10. If they could just put in a little effort, that back group of 6 would be right on it again. But let's make it interesting and keep the bell ringing. We got more Prime Preem. Points updates as these guys get rolling for their Prime Preem. 15 to race leader Harrison Divine. 4 points back to Fairbanks with 11 in second still. Andrew Martin now in third with 9, moving up after that last sprint. Chris Wilson also moving up quite a bit into fourth with 5 points. Lexi Snover 4. Lynch Baker with 3. Grinsel 2. Adams 1. Park 1. Kennedy 1. And bell again for a Prime Preem. Don't stick your tongue out, Alex Siegel. Go again.
Alex wanting to, I think, exact some preem revenge there. Stayed in long enough to be eligible for that sprint.
Gotta love it. Off the back, but $10 richer nonetheless. Harrison Devine for 10 off the front, and I'm done ringing the bell. We've got a race for 2 to go. Devine sitting up at the blue line a little bit here, waiting for some other action, but he knows he's in the lead of the race. He just needs to go get a few more points here at the end. Make sure that he stays in that top spot. This will do it. What a great attack out of turn 4. Down the back straight, Devine now quite a bit up on Lynch. Absolutely dominant last lap here from Devine. Great finish for the rider here coming on the home straight. Out of the field, here comes Martin trying to pick up a big 6. Devine. Great finish on a Friday night for Harrison. Another good night of racing. Martin coming out of the field. We'll find 6. Lynch 4. Chris Wilson. I have getting 2 there. Did we make it? Is that the end of our race program?
That is the end of our race program.
Well, there you go. All right. Great racing here tonight from all of our athletes. A big thanks to them for once again being here on a Friday night and putting on a great show and being good sports for what is a pretty fun evening of racing, I hope. Hope everybody enjoyed themselves. If you're out there still enjoying the live stream, make sure you leave that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. You know, all that YouTube nonsense. We appreciate it. Your support means so much to us. If you're here still in the Velodrome, hanging out with us this evening, you're the real fans. We love you. Thank you for being here with us. What a great night this was. Thanks to the live stream team, our volunteers, our staff, and most certainly those officials for handling the biz this evening. We'll be shutting down the stream now. Lights will be on for a little bit longer. We'll be around for a little bit as we're closing down shop. Thank you once again. We look forward to hosting you for more great racing action right here at the Jerry Baker Memorial Velodrome.
Out in stormy weather, I might have the blues, but not